Hi, this is Graham Jeacocke. Now, since the media shows cases that have been reopened and people have been given posthumous pardons in light of new evidence, so to speak, I think for the benefit of the grounded and moral and good atheists out there in the world that we live in, I think they should reopen the case of Jesus Christ. Now, we know that atheists in the field of history testify that the man Jesus Christ lived and was crucified. What they object to is the claim that the apostles witnessed Jesus risen from the dead. Okay? But here's the very interesting thing. If you study law in England, okay, you have to learn about Roman law and how it functioned. Now, when we get to reopen the case of Jesus Christ, and the question we should ask ourselves, okay, did Jesus deserve to die? Was he innocent under the law? Now, lawyers, law students and judges, okay, they have access to the Roman law of 2,000 years ago, okay, in as much as we can get from it, okay. We should establish whether Jesus was in fact innocent according to the Roman law at the time. And we base it on what is recorded in the Bible, okay, and other texts that deal with the trial. Because many people, and there was that famous person during the war received a pardon because he was a homosexual. He was persecuted, and now the modern people, with a new sense of understanding of the law, but not quite there yet of understanding the true nature of the law, atheists must reopen the case of Jesus Christ and ask themselves, should Jesus receive a posthumous pardon? Because Jesus was crucified, okay? Now, Jesus was either innocent or he was guilty. Now, we have two separate laws, the Roman law and the Mosaic law. Now, I mean, it wouldn't be hard for law students to take seriously what I said and try and figure out what went wrong. Why did Jesus get crucified? Because, like Pontius Pilate, why I said this was in relation to an article, and it was I don't know who the person is, but I'm just going by the headline, and it says in quotes, inexcusable outrage over Novak Djokovic photo with infamous figure. I have no idea who the figure is, but I was scrolling the comments, and one comment came from Tim Johnston, and he says, "Keep scrubbing those hands, Novak." So I reminded Tim Johnston that Pontius Pilate scrubbed his hands and said, I'm free of the guilt of doing what you want me to do with this man Jesus because I find him guilty. But you're pressuring me to do something. So, you have to ask yourself, some people might say this is anti-Semitic, going against the rabbis who crucified Jesus. No, we are going after the law. We are judging the law. Because, let's face it, it is the law that puts people to death. So if the people did not find security enough to trust and believe in the law, then you can put that law in the bin. You see, ironically, the rabbis who crucified Jesus, they could not crucify Jesus because the law said you could not crucify a man who had not been given that declaration of guilt. You see, what the rabbis did was they used manipulation. The rabbi said, you are not a friend of Caesar if you keep this man alive. But this is the thing the rabbis failed to understand. Saul of Tarsus, right, was saved by Jesus Christ. Saul of Tarsus was an extremist. He was a Jew, and he helped destroy the early Christians. But Saul of Tarsus became Paul. Now, you would never say Saul of Tarsus, Jesus was the enemy of Saul of Tarsus, because Jesus saved Saul of Tarsus. Now, equally, you can apply this same logic or reasoning to Caesar, because Jesus could save Caesar from his chosen lifestyle and beliefs, like Jesus saved Saul of Tarsus. So the rabbis were wrong when they uttered those words, you are not a friend of Caesar if you keep this man alive. So, I just want to remind these people, if you are not going to if you are not going to say Jesus Christ is alive, okay, there is still room for you to give him a posthumous pardon, because society, and it doesn't matter if we are separated by countries or cultures, for we are all human beings. Like that man in the First World War who was he killed because of his homosexuality. Jesus Christ was under the same sort of scrutiny, and it happened to him first. If you are not going to say Jesus Christ is the Son of God, then you must learn and say that Jesus Christ deserves a posthumous pardon, because he is still in the grave, just like that man who was a homosexual. He is in the grave. So, I mean, that's all I want to say. I mean, whether people will watch all this video, well, doesn't matter, because I said what I said. It is what it is. Anyway, Bye for now.